Russian satellite at the center of nuclear weapon claims appears to be tumbling out of control. A secretive Russian satellite, believed by US officials to be linked to a nuclear anti-satellite weapons program, now appears to be tumbling uncontrollably, raising questions over its operational status and signaling a potential setback for Moscow's space weapons development, according to US analysts. The satellite, Cosmos 2553, was launched by Russia weeks before its 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Over the past year, Doppler radar data from space tracking firm Leo Labs and optical observations from Slingshot Aerospace have shown intermittent episodes of erratic spinning. Originally thought to function as both a radar platform for Russian intelligence and a radiation testing site, Cosmos 2553 became a focal point of US allegations that Russia has been developing a nuclear weapon capable of disabling entire satellite constellations, including SpaceX's Starlink network, used by Ukrainian forces. You know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. We totally get it. Life gets busy, and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing. Subscribing is completely free, and it really helps us keep creating the content you enjoy. So why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. Although US officials claim that the satellite itself is not a weapon, they argue that it supports Russia's nuclear anti-satellite capabilities. Russia, however, denies these accusations, asserting that Cosmos 2553 serves solely research purposes. For decades, Russia and the United States have been locked in a security race in space, a rivalry that has intensified in recent years, especially as space becomes an increasingly crowded arena for both civilian and military activities. Cosmos 2553 orbits in relative isolation about 2,000 kilometers above Earth, positioned in a region saturated with cosmic radiation that most communications and Earth observation satellites avoid. In November, Leo Labs detected unusual movements from the satellite using its global network of Doppler radar stations. By December, the company upgraded its confidence level to high that Cosmos 2553 was indeed tumbling, based on further radar data and imagery obtained from another space company, according to Darren McKnight, a senior technical fellow at Leo Labs, a spokesperson for the US Space Command, a body responsible for tracking space objects and previously critical of Russian military satellites, acknowledged observing changes in the satellite's altitude, but declined to comment further on its current state. The Center for Strategic and International Studies, a Washington-based think tank, stated in its annual space threat assessment, "This observation strongly suggests the satellite is no longer operational. Cosmos 2553 has exhibited odd behavior before. Since its launch on February 5, 2022, Slingshot's global telescope network noted a variation in the object's brightness in May 2024, indicating a potential tumble. However, its most recent observations, as reported by Slingshot Chief Science Officer Belinda Marchand, suggest that the satellite may have stabilized. Commercial space tracking services, now in high demand as both military and civilian satellites proliferate, have become essential in reducing the risk of miscalculation and escalation in orbit. While Russia insists that Cosmos 2553's mission is to test onboard instruments in a high-radiation environment, a US Space Command spokesperson argues that the satellite's characteristics do not align with this claim. This inconsistency coupled with a demonstrated willingness to target US and allied objects in orbit, increases the risk of misperception and escalation, the spokesperson added. Cosmos 2553 is just one of many Russian satellites suspected of being connected to military and intelligence programs. The country has long viewed SpaceX's Starlink constellation, a network of thousands of satellites, as a legitimate military target, especially since Ukrainian forces rely on it for battlefield communications.